So what happens when two opposing forces collide in a struggle for power? Today, we're turning back time to the First Battle of Middlewich, which took place in March 1642. A fierce clash that would shape the fate of our nation. This battle was not just about territory, it was about the ideals and loyalties that defined an already fractured England. Now, the events leading up to the battle were steeped in tension. Sir Thomas Aston, a royalist commander loyal to King Charles I, marched his forces out of Chester on March the 10th. His mission? To secure Middlewich, a strategic town that could serve as a stronghold against the advancing parliamentarian forces. Aston hoped to gather reinforcements and fortify the town, but he was unaware of the imminent threat posed by Sir William Brereton and his troops. By the time Aston reached Middlewich on March the 11th, he had brought with him several troops of horse and foot soldiers. However, his forces were exhausted, having marched without provisions for days. Morale was low and dissent was brewing among the ranks. Just as Aston was trying to make the town defensible, news arrived that Brereton was approaching with an army of his own. Now, the following is an excerpt of Thomas Aston's own words. Though I know not what is to apprehend fear of man's threats, I must thank your care of my person, and shall have more cause to acknowledge your sense of my honour if you will receive and divulge a true account of this unfortunate business. Now, Sir William Brereton, a seasoned commander for the Parliament, had been monitoring Aston's movements closely. On March 12th, he set out from Northwich with a well-prepared force, including cavalry and foot soldiers. Brereton aimed to strike before Aston could solidify his position in Middlewich, and Brereton's, unlike Aston's forces, were ready for a fight. By dawn on March 13th, the stage was set for conflict. Brereton launched a coordinated assault on Middlewich from three sides. The royalist forces, though, who were prepared to defend, were quickly overwhelmed by the sheer number of the parliamentarian troops. Aston's men were brave, but the odds were stacked against them. The fighting was fierce, especially in Booth Lane, where we are now, where Aston had stationed a contingent of his best troops. Brereton's forces advanced relentlessly, using their numbers to outflank and encircle the defenders. The royalists fought valiantly, but as the parliamentarian troops pressed forward, Aston found it increasingly difficult to maintain order within his ranks. Now let me read another excerpt of Aston's account of this battle. Their whole force and power thereby let loose upon us to assail us on three sides, in an open town and where it was impossible for horse to do service. Now, Aston's armed forces were initially able to hold their ground, but as Brereton's reinforcements arrived from Nantwich, the tide began to turn. Around 10 a.m, the parliamentarian foot soldiers marched in, adding to the chaos. Aston's men, already demoralised, struggled to adapt to the fresh onslaught. By this point, the royalists began to falter. Aston, realising the situation was deteriorating, attempted to organise a retreat. However, panic spread through his ranks, and many soldiers abandoned their posts, leaving their comrades to face the oncoming wave of parliamentarian troops. The aftermath was devastating. The royalists suffered heavy losses, with many captured, including key officers like Colonel Ellis and Sir Edward Molesley. Aston managed a narrow escape, but his forces faced significant setbacks. The parliamentarians took control of the town, but the victory came at a cost, and sadly, much of Middlewich was left in ruins. Now, Middlewich Parish Church, which is just behind me, bore the brunt of the violence, suffering damage that would echo through history. The plundering of the town left lasting scars on the local community, with residents enduring the loss of their homes and their belongings. This battle was not just a struggle for territory. It was a representation of the deep division within England at the time. Sir William Brayton's victory marked a significant moment for the parliamentarians and set the tone for the conflicts that would follow. The First Battle of Middlewich became a symbol of the struggle between royal authority and the emerging power of Parliament. Now, I'm going to read some more of Sir Thomas Aston's letter. If the event of an enterprise must condemn the man who is not successful in it, I may very justly affirm that the service of this country will be a very uncomfortable undertaking. So what can we take away from the First Battle of Middlewich? It was an early indication of the fierce loyalty and determination on both sides, highlighting the immense stakes of the English Civil War. The battle not only shaped the fate of Middlewich, but also had lasting implications for the entire conflict. Guys, if you found this story compelling, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into British history. And let us know in the comments down below your thoughts of the First Battle of Middlewich and its impact on the English Civil Wars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Adios.